Hi, good morning, and welcome to the Coffee Table Talks. It is Friday, in case you are like most people I know in cybersecurity, and you forget what day it is because you haven't slept yet, right? That's a thing that happens quite often. I hope everybody out there is doing great. Thanks, Will, for checking, make sure the YouTube is coming in. And Meg Jet is always here as our communication managers slash producer slash everything lady for the Coffee Table Talks. So if you have any questions or comments, they will be scrolling there to the side. Don't embarrass your family. Okay. It will, the internet is forever. Friendly reminder. If you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel Arnold. I am the human API with Secure Nation. To my upper right is Will McCullen, the program manager at PIMA Community College for the IT Center of Excellence. Yeah. That is
well done.
Tucson, Arizona. So they're really close to a lot of really neat stuff. If you follow anything that's going on in their local area, it's super cool. Our guest today is Jeff Tomkiewicz. Did I do that right?
Yeah, you got it. You good.
Nailed it. Yes. Jeff comes to us from the healthcare industry and is specifically focused in offensive security. That does not mean that he himself is offensive. He's lovely, just in case.
He can be if he wants to, right?
Yeah.
He can be, yeah.
I can make mean jokes.
I see you, Nick Kelly. Good morning. Thank you for coming. Jeffrey Gray, thank you. Look forward to
Jeff.
Yes. What's up?
Jeff's a mentor of mine. Jeffrey Gray. Yes.
Very cool. So let's start there. How'd you meet your mentor, Jeff?
All right. So for those of you, hey, all my military folks, if you are listening, you are still in, doing your thing, counting down the days till you get out or get to hit that lovely, sweet retirement button. Do me a favor, look up American Corporate Partners, okay? So this is an organization that takes you, the veteran, okay, and finds a mentor in a Fortune 500 company, right, out there, depending on the field you want to go into, whatever it is you want to do when you get out and enjoy the greener grass on the other side there. Now,
okay.
What I loved about it when I was doing the American Corporate Partners. And so, so you'll sign up with them, and what they're going to do is, you'll fill out a bunch of paperwork, right? Because who doesn't love that? And they will literally, take their time and to find you the right mentor. They just don't stick you with whatever. Like, literally, I remember getting calls like, hey, we haven't found them yet, this mentor, but I promise you we're still looking. All right, cool. And they did. I met with Jeff back in, I forget, man, what was it? 2018, maybe? I don't know, man, but from there, we just started a relationship. And I went all over the world, everything still, and still to this day, even though the program has ended for both of us, we still keep in contact.
That's awesome.
Probably chatted maybe a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we chatted.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, well, that's always a challenge for vets, especially, right? Because you have to translate one whole world into a whole new different world. And to try to make sure that you can coordinate those skills and be able to articulate those skills into where you're going in the corporate environment, because 100%. They're not quite the same, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. And it was a struggle. I'm not going to make this about me, my struggles from transitioning to the military, but it's not easy. I'll just leave it at that,
But okay. What's not?
I'll give you an instance. So, my first year out, right? And some of my coworkers will probably watch laughing, but gonna laugh. But so when I first started, that first year, I'm thinking I gotta scope all these tests, have them ready, by January 1st, and that's just me in my mind. Because in the military, you're thinking, you got to get things done, objective, whatever. And it was hard because people are on holiday, like normal people do.
Right.
And so just wrapping that around my mind, it's okay, man. Take a break. You're all right. Just that's just one, instance. That's scratching the surface.
So is it like
things like that?
Do you feel like, so would you call that like a anxiety thing that's like triggered? Okay. Was that something?
100%. Yeah. And trust me, I got help with that too.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us suffer from anxiety in cybersecurity and
scaries, all that.
Yeah. Well, or
I don't have that anymore.
You have that innate sense of like, got to get it done, got to do this, got to do that, right? The go.
Yeah, I did. That's how it was. Like go. I still do. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I've learned to, wield it better.
Right.
Use it as a tool instead of a anxiety, feature.
instead of a detriment, right? You wield it as a superpower, which takes some skill and a lot of introspection, and that's a good thing to work on.
Thank
anyway.
You. Appreciate it.
So good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
ACP folks, check it out.
Yeah, I put the link on the
Awesome.
LinkedIn Live, because right now we're live across several platforms. So if you're coming from the YouTube, the LinkedIn Live, or Twitch, I still do Twitch.
Wow.
Right? It's a callback to my gamer hobbies.
At least you didn't say MySpace.
It's not. Man, I miss MySpace though, the customization, and then you didn't even realize that you were already like kind of teaching yourself HTML, and then also starting this skill set for how people grab code out of GitHub and paste it together. You're like, wow, I'm actually way more skilled at this than I thought I was.
I could do this.
We had an episode a couple of sessions back where we had our friend Sam, who worked for Walmart for like ever. And he does this really cool side thing just for community support and outreach, where he teaches Python basics.
Yep.
So I started playing. I've been playing with it for the last couple of weeks, because that's how I get interested in stuff. I'll hear somebody else say something and it'll inspire me to do stuff. And while we were on the session, I like opened up like ChatGPT, just the free version, and asked him to do some of the things that Sam was talking about. And then I had him review my code like live on the thing. Cause I always wondered, I've heard people say that they have used AI in that way to write code and stuff, but I'm always concerned that it's not great.
I tell people, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say with that, it's all good using like ChatGPT AI for that. But I'll say this for folks: you still got to know those Python fundamentals and all,
right?
Because it's going to screw up possibly. Still,
right?
It may not be right. You got to be able to read that code and know, okay, right here's the issue.
Yep. Yeah, don't worry. If I ever write code and go to publish, I'm gonna have Sam look at it first.
yeah, definitely. But it's a great ChatGPT is a great tool, a great helper, as I like to say. It ain't gonna transform your life and everything like.
Right. Yeah. Don't rely on it hardcore or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So then the higher level thinking, and I'm still trying to get my mind wrapped around to Rachel starting to do Python programming because the world is no longer safe.
That's what my dad said when I got my learner's permit. Like, hey. Okay, so tons and tons of military experience in the Air Force. We got a really good link to share with all of our veteran friends or friends of veterans, right?
Right. Okay. We're finally getting there about me. After that though, I went off into the private sector, like I said, working here where I'm at now. Started scoping tests. But
wait, what inspired you to go into cybersecurity? Were you doing that type of work in the Air Force?
No, I work with technology, counter UAV systems, UAVs, flew those for years.
Wait, you got to break this down for us non-military. Non-military. What is a UAV?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yeah, unmanned aerial vehicle. Now it's called something else. Unmanned aerial craft system. Over the years, they changed them. A drone.
So is that like drones? Yeah, I was like, is that drones?
But expensive ones with bells and whistles on them.
Right. Not the one that you get, not the ones that I've gotten for my kids or my dad, who's lost like 3 of them in a tree in his backyard.
No DJI, none of that.
No. Okay.
So,
okay. Cool.
Yeah. So I flew those, and then even defended against those as years went on. TACs, grew and grew. Those counter UAV systems, which it was great, like really cool. I felt cool too.
Wait. Is that like a drone with a gun on it? Like, how do you?
No, I didn't operate those. No, I wasn't flying like Predators or Reapers or anything like that. Okay. No. But your smaller ones for like reconnaissance, all that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Okay.
Because like at the time when flying them, like I remember like one stint in Iraq. I was out there. I'd collect intelligence. On adversaries, all that. Cycle of life. So I'd fly those things out and just watching them. What are you doing?
Wow.
Collect all that, give it back to our intel folks, and then provide support with like British.
Was your drone unit, whatever the thing you said, was your was it ever?
We were a small team.
Was it ever?
No. We were just a small team. We'd get attached to units, So at that time we worked with the Army for a while. Then we went off and worked with the British exclusively for a while. Doing missions and so we bounced around and.
So did your reconnaissance drone ever get discovered by the enemy? And then what? Like
no.
Nice.
You could make yourself discovered, and I'm just gonna end it there.
Okay.
Some fun times were had. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I just wondered.
If you wanted to make yourself, and we would, play around a little bit.
I'm like, how often did you fly in and were able to fly back out? Like.
Oh man, we had missions going because the way we set it up, I remember because I was like the second in command at that point with the team, and so the man in charge and I, we'd sat there and we came up with like shifts because we had so many enough personnel to run 24/7 ops, Yeah. So it was really cool. We were flying 24/7, logging in missions, everything.
Wow.
It was really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what sort of, without being too.
Right.
Detailed, right? Because I know you can't.
I mean, this is like 2009. I'm telling you, 2008. So
Okay.
A long time ago, yeah.
So with the intel that you gathered, what would be? How would that be utilized or operationalized?
Well, straight up raids, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'd go out there. Like remember that one time we collected on one individual. I remember there was a weapons cache. They were saying in this town there was come to find out. And we were just monitoring that. We'd follow the individuals, like we would tail them literally with like just up in the eyes, just watching them, as they go around their town and everything into their, and all right, they're here. And then we packaged everything up, and then we got a call. Hey, provide some eyes. British are gonna go and raid that thing. So we're watching them do their thing. We helped out during it was really cool during their Iraq's first elections. Oh yeah, we were flying, providing reconnaissance for them, the people. So. Of any threats of anything, so they could vote in peace, essentially. And
that is so cool. How did you get to do that? Like, were they just like you're up? You're gonna learn.
So I'm gonna go a little. All right, so this is like I said, we were getting ready for a deployment. There was a good. How many of us? There was a good. First, it was like 13 of us. We were a squad.
Let's not get them in trouble.
No. Like I probably talked to one of them. Oh, actually, I do. Still to this day, I talked to 2 of them actually. But they would laugh, because they were in on all this. But I'll be honest, we were a wild crew. Like again, we were all in our was it 20s? And so we were at this training, and there was a bunch of other squads. All this. That deployment got canceled. So while we were in training, we're all like, so we're like, trust me, I was single at the time. Like, I just got out of my apartment. I'm like, I put all my stuff into storage. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm going to find now another apartment, move everything, And so, the flight was at the flight commander and the flight chief that were in charge of all the squads, the flight. They're like, I guess they got pulled over the side that, hey, we need to take 10 of your guys, whoever you select, and they're going to go fly unmanned aircraft here. Like this is serious stuff, So we're like, all right. So they were just like, all right, who do we pick out of the, the 10? And they were like, hey, that squad right there. Because even though we were out of control, we were motivated. We were just, just we were squared away, but we like to goof around, get me wrong, and but they were just like, I was at Hanscom Air Force Base. They're like, yeah, Team Hanscom, they're gonna go, you know, and we're all like, ah, you know, like while there were some other squads pissed, you know, but we're like, ah, they're like, why them, you know, and like, yeah, they're motivated, but they're like, they're out of control. They're like, you know,
Wow.
so yeah, they sent us, and like, I don't get it either. The military sent us to this training in Vegas. Here are 2 fully loaded SUVs for you guys. Hotels off the strips.
Oh no.
Have at it, boys. You know, and we're like,
No.
ah, you know, and we did. Like, they'd be like, all right, you guys got to show up 2 a.m. do night flights. And all right. Be at the bar and everything till like 9, 10 p.m. You know, like, all right, let's go do some flights. You know, like, yeah, stuff. I'm telling you guys, do not ever do. But when you're younger, you know.
Yeah. Right. When you're young and dumb and full of rum, right? That's
But it was a successful deployment. We really did. We all like scored medals, everything, and my buddy Tony, you know, my boss in charge, and I, yeah, we had to go speak at Harvard after it, talk about our mission, you know, what we did and all. And
Yeah.
you know, it was really neat. So
Yeah,
it
well,
was like one hell of a deployment.
you see with everything that's happening in Ukraine and that kind of stuff, that there's a massive number of gamers that are now doing incredible work, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And that too is a whole nother area. And, you know, I don't know if you fall into this at all with your work, but a whole lot of desire and need for drone detection,
Yep.
drone.
I used to do it.
Yeah.
In the military, yeah.
So really cool things happening.
Dustin gets it. Right, that was
yeah, good, Dustin. Yep, he knows what's up. He knew what you meant. But yeah, that was cool. And then later on in the years, obviously they're like, all right, we're using them, but we need to learn defense. So they sent me. I was an operation. This is like towards the twilight of my career. So I went out, learned like the counter UAV systems. I felt so cool at this point because at this point, started my cybersecurity career. I know some things, you know. I'm trusting on the keyboard, you know. And sure enough, the system at the time used Ubuntu. So, I was a whiz. So I'm using command line, and like the instructor's like, holy smokes, you know, that's what's up, you know. Nice. And I'm like, too bad I won't be using this every day. They're like, what? You know, I was like, yeah, I'm just the guy in charge, you know. They just sent me to get smart on all this. So they're like, all right. But,
wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
So after the military service, which by the way, one reason I was really glad for the timing of this is because we just did Veterans Day, right? I was like, it's gonna be perfect. We're gonna have Jeff on right during the week of Veterans Day. It's gonna be great. My kids did like all their cute little presentations at school and stuff. But anyhow, so thank you for that. I know it's awkward. There's a mixed reaction from my military friends that are like, don't think that's weird.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I just did a job, man. Like, I'm just this dude. Like, I don't know, man.
They're like, it's not like I did it for free.
Right, and I got paid. I had no options. I mean, that's why I joined in the first place. I had no options, you know. Like,
well, I mean, I didn't sign up, and it's because I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. Like, whenever I graduated from high school, and all my friends were doing their after high school, what are we gonna do now? Iraq just broke out. Like,
great,
Like I graduated in 2002.
So I was pre 9/11, you know, my gen, I got it before 9/11, and it was a different world, you know.
Yeah, like I lost some friends over there, and then my brothers had my stepbrothers, 2 stepbrothers are a little bit older than me, like they're like 8 and 10 years older than me. So whenever they got out of high school, they signed up for National Guard, and then it got real different. They got sent. They were part of the National Guard guys that got sent. You know, the ones that signed up for National Guard, going, "Oh, it's great," you know, whatever. And
I'll give you this though, they did have it good. Like after 9/11, I remember they were making hand over fist money. Those reservists. I'm sitting around active duty, like, man, what the hell did I do? You know, like they're pulling.
To be fair, though, like that's not what they signed up for. Like,
no, it's true. Yes and no, to a degree. They are told you can be called up. They don't. The guard is made in reserve and made fully aware. You know So. Well, I mean, I know some of them tried it too. I didn't sign up for this. You know, like. Well, I remember this too. This talk afterwards. Right as 9/11 happened, it was a couple weeks after, and like I remember this Mass Sergeant. Yeah, he was just like, guys, you know, this was bound to happen. Like, this is what you signed up for. You know, it isn't just about free college. You know, like
right.
So.
Right. I mean, there are benefits, but you know, there's risk involved, obviously. I mean, anytime. There's always risk involved. And I mean, and my stepbrothers are amazing human beings. They didn't waver at all. They absolutely went.
Yep, it's not to bash the Guard or anything. Yeah, I met some awesome people from the Reserves, Guard, worked with them. Yeah, so.
Yeah. One of my stepbrothers came home with a lot of, you know, those kind of PTSD situations, and he struggles a bit now, but they learned so much stuff. Like one of my stepbrothers ended up learning Farsi and was doing interrogations and stuff like that. It was wild to hear some of their stories. Anyhow, I did not sign up, and I lost some friends, man. It was rough.
It's rough.
Anyhow, let's do something happy. So after service, sorry, we got real dark real fast.
Yeah, buddy.
There are support lines out there for that too, if you guys.
Yes, and yeah, if there's veterans out there, you know, that are recently separating, I'll just throw this out there real quick because you know, I still talk to my veterans and all that. Don't suffer in silence. I mean it. I go through shit still to this day. Okay, I'm just better at managing it and handling it. You know, but we all go through it. So please, like, reach out. I mean it. Like, it doesn't have to be me. You know, it can be anybody. Just reach out. You are not alone. That is all I'll say. You know.
I mean, I can understand too, because you were talking earlier about, you know, the transition was rough for you coming out, and it was I can imagine going from something that is highly structured to suddenly just being kind of cut loose and told to figure it out. Like, that's got to be
and like
a shock.
It is, you know, because you're like, all right, you know, luckily I had a plan, you know, I was, you know, planning things out, you know, but still there is that uncertainty.
Right.
And I'll be honest and real with everybody watching. Like, I came to grips with things finally. Oh, you got PTSD. Oh, no, I don't. You got ADHD. You got depression. You got, like, and I'm like, no, I don't, man. Get out of here. And then, like, it just clicked that I did, man. You know, and so getting out, finally realizing that, transitioning, you know, staring at a wall all day is not normal, folks. You learn, and like, it's real. So, you know, that's why I tell people, don't suffer in silence. It is not normal, and that's okay. You know, like, there's many that are going through it or have. Reach out to us. You know, we're here. So,
and it's hard too. The culture change is massive, and especially depending on what area you go into. Veterans that come in to employment in the education sphere often have a hard time, right? Because the military has a lot of structure. See the hill, take the hill. Once you get into academia, okay, now what is everybody's opinion on this? And let's and it's a whole different approach and culture.
So whenever you got out and you took a look around, was going into cybersecurity and looking for that next role, was that already part of the plan?
Yeah. As I was getting out, I did a DoD Skills Bridge program. Again, veterans, for those of you who don't know, I mean, by now you should, because it's pretty more advertised while you're in. When I was doing it, it was still kind of, I wouldn't say new, but they were still figuring things out. So this program allows people that are separating or retiring to get up to 6 months to go be a intern or learn get a certification. Like if you're going to become a plumber or something like that, you know, a nice trade or something like that, the time to go ahead, do that, get that experience. So then when you get out, you got some skills, you know, other things under the belt. So I was lucky at the time, you know, my command, and it's all approved by your unit commander, or where, you know, it's not like you have to send it up to big, you know, military DOD to get an approval. I mean, some of them look over a little just to make sure training plans look good. You know, they don't want you screwing off pretty much on your, you know, or OFOs, I like to call it, during your time, you know, while you're doing that internship. And so, my commander was really good. He's like, dude, you're retiring. Yeah, you earned your time here. You know, he gave me the full 6, you know. And so, I was, you know, so 6 months out, like I said, interned here locally at a pen test shop here. They do a lot of work with government, and that's where I kind of learned, like, I don't want to work with the government anymore, you know. Great place though, where I interned at Darkworth Solutions.
Yeah.
So you look them up and all.
Wait, what was the name?
Solutions.
I want to know. Hold on.
They're out of
Dark
DC.
Wolf.
They got places all over here in the US now. They've been building, and yeah, they exclusively work with the government. Yeah, they do a lot of great work. When I was there, met a lot of great people, and got me we're off to the right start. I think for the way it taught me a lot of valuable lessons, things like that. So.
Now, was their internship program strictly offered to just veterans?
Well, they tried to, because at the time, again, it was a little different. They kind of looked at it. They saw, okay, I had some experience. Like some things. My resume. I'm actively, studying, involved with things. So they were like, yeah, you'd be a good fit. Yeah, intern, come, and so what I had to do then was come up with a little training plan with them. So we could prove at the DoD you're not messing around, wasting your time. You're actually doing something here, because that's what they want to see. Right. At the end of the day. Hey, is this veteran going to get hired, or because the big jobless rate for veterans is nuts. So
right.
Oh yeah, thank you. But
oh, here, look,
yeah,
I'll do this.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, there you go. And so after that, got done and started searching around, and I was able to figure out that spot at where I'm at now. Talking to a couple folks, and they hooked me up. Got me another veteran, helping another veteran. Joseph Kingstone, if you're listening, dog. Thank you. So I still talk to him to this day. He works over at Black Hills now. But,
I like Black Hills.
Yeah,
I'm in there. Oh, yeah. I'm in there. Awesome. I lurk down in several Discords, and theirs is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, great group, Black Hills. Really good.
Definitely agree.
So then, how did you sharpen your skills? What took you down the path?
So, shoot. All right, so I'm going to tell two stories of my youth and how I got into cybersecurity and social engineering. Okay, so story number one. All right, it's the 80s. All right, little Jeffrey. Okay, I had like a mop top at the time. Probably a little Hawaiian shirt, whatever. So imagine me sitting at a little desk, okay, with the Macintosh, okay, computer there. Back in the day, you could play like what was it, Oregon Trail, but it's all in green, all that. Yeah. So I'm sitting there doing my thing. I don't know what I was playing at the time, whatever, but I remember Mrs. Hambley, third grade teacher. She was like, "Whatever you guys do not put the floppy disks, on the game on top of the computer. Do not do this." I'm looking around. Why? The screen just bam, and I'm like, that's why, and that's how I got into cybersecurity. Curiosity. But now, okay, speed it up a little, social engineering. So AOL, okay. I was there, again, like I mentioned before, I was there for the rise and everything. Like, folks listen at home, it used to be like $5 an hour, like AOL, before they went to the $20 a month deal. Like, it was wild. Anyways, so me and my group of buddies, we thought it'd be funny, and we did this on the regular. We would create female profiles, saying we're women and all that. We'd find married men, and yes!
Oh, God. I wondered where you went. I was like, oh no, where'd Will go? And then, really? Well.
And so, we would trick married men into meeting us at spots online. And we got good at it. And I remember one guy drove. I'm from Massachusetts, born and raised, We had one guy drive from Rhode Island, like 2.5 hours to meet us at this spot. I remember that. This guy thought he was all slick. I remember that day. We told him to meet us at this chicken shop in town. And like a Boston chicken or whatever. But it was just a smaller business, But that dude sat there pacing. We were just watching. I'm like, oh, shoot. And he sat there. And it was hilarious, too, because he left after a while. Maybe 3-4 hours later, we got a message on the thing. Hey, where were you? Da-da-da. We're like, oh, sorry. We made up some excuse. And then, we do this to people after, like, we kept, like,
oh, geez.
We had one guy, like, oh, I saw you, da-da-da-da-da-da. We're like, what are you talking? The guy really didn't. We're like, no, he didn't. We'd calm them down into thinking.
Wait. I got to do a disclaimer. The stories that are shared on the coffee table talks are purely anecdotal, and we do not condone any of this behavior.
Yes, don't. Yeah, I am fully reformed. I have gotten therapy. I'm what was it, Leo Lone Stitch? Productive, like member of society, or model citizen. Model citizen.
That's it. That's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, keep that in mind, But again, it was like 80s, 90s. It was a different time.
Oh, sure.
So,
that was back in the order pizza for Scientology days.
Yes. Yeah, you call up pay-per-view movies or whatever on the phone. That's how you got them. So
look, baby Rachel took me to house one time. Like I'm not a saint. No, like that's
all right, But yeah, that's how I like to say, I got into it, and so from there, where I work now, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start doing this. I'm gonna do social engineering, man. What's up? I'm good at talking because at this point too, I've done improv. I still do improv. On the regular, do shows and everything.
What do you mean improv? Like music?
Improv. Like hey, you're a chicken, okay, and I'll start doing chicken things and.
Oh, I got you. Look. I
comedy, all that, yeah.
So when I moved, so I'm not originally from South Louisiana. I just live here now because I like it a lot. So when I moved here from Indiana, growing up in Indiana, I am a classically trained violinist. Okay. Right. When you move to South Louisiana, you are no longer a classically trained violinist. You are an improvisational fiddle player. And if you want to play, you have to learn how to do this. So whenever you say improv, that's what hit my brain. And I was like, wait.
Gotcha. Okay. See, I knew it. Louisiana's crazy, man. I was stationed there. It was my first duty station at Shreveport, Bossier, Barksdale. That was my first duty station. So I get it. Louisiana could be an interesting place with your daiquiris and your pieces of tape over them. Open container rules. Like, it's wildness. Anyways,
we don't have one.
Yeah, when I first got down there, they're like, "Oh yeah, we got these daiquiri places, and you can carry them everywhere." But
they're drive-through.
I guess right, and I was just saying, like, "What the?" I'm 18, I'm just like, all right, and I'm getting daiquiris. I'm like, "Are you 21? What the hell?" But
it's okay as long as you don't put the straw in the cup.
Right, and what they do is they put a piece of tape over that straw hole.
Yeah, because
that's how you get away with open container laws and all.
We all make believe that you can't just peel the top off of the styrofoam cup.
Right, and it's just like, it's just wild. So yeah, Louisiana, man.
It's nuts here. Yeah, if anybody ever comes down, y'all just hit me up. I'll show you all the fun places to be.
But so in a nutshell, so I do improv, that type of thing. I then decided, okay, I'm going to do that competition at DEF CON. Everyone's like, you nuts. I was like, no.
Wait, what competition at DEF CON? Come back.
The social engineering one. You sit in the booth, you call up your company, So, So I went ahead and submitted for that, because you got to get entered. You can't just show. They do cold calls. You can sign up to do those, but I'm talking about the competition. So,
okay. Oh.
Mind you, this is my first time going to DEF CON, everything, like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. But, so, like, I went ahead, applied, got accepted with my video, and I hypnotized a chicken and everything. It was cool. Like, so you can hypnotize chickens, by the way. So I submitted that thing, got accepted. And I did that, man, and it was cool. Like, it was a wild week. For those of you who've never been to DEF CON, like, get a good pair of shoes. Do not expect to see talks and network like crazy. You're gonna be running around like a mad person,
Oh,
and so
now I need to go. I've never been. The reason why is because the whole summer camp situation, that whole time frame, I've still got 3 young kids in school, and that's right when school started. Like, but we're getting there. We're almost there. Yeah. We're almost there.
It won't start as early, you hope. Yeah, I know. Because that's what was me too. Like, because it was funny. Like, I was gonna stay for the DEF CON training the 2 days after DEF CON and everything. Yeah. But my wife's like, no, you got to come home because her kids' first day of school. So I was like, no, okay.
Yeah. So, it's a wild time.
It's gotten so big.
Oh, it has. And I'm glad I did it. I'll never do it again, though. Like, it was fun. The experience. Yeah.
That's how I feel. If I go back, I'm like, I'm gone.
Oh yeah. Same here. I was the same way when I was in Louisiana. Did the same thing. Went to Mardi Gras once. Never again. It was fun. Yeah. Glad I did it. No more. That's how I was with DEF CON. Like, if I go back, I'll go back like that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for like Diana Initiative, which is super awesome. Check out Diana Initiative. Yeah. I love that day. It was such a chill, awesome day.
Very cool.
And then the storm came because Tuesday, like B-sides, Las Vegas, Tuesday, Wednesday, it gets wild. And then it's just
Really?
because on top of the SEC competition I was doing, the social engineering, I did a Recon Village CTF with a couple of friends. We did good. We got fourth.
Nice. Out of how many?
I forget how many. It was like 100 competitors or something
Holy
like that. I forget.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my curse.
Teams or something like that. It was a lot, but we did real well. But like I was just running like seriously. I remember that Friday was insane. That's when I made my call because there's so much prep, to that competition. Because before you even get in the booth, you're doing a vulnerability assessment online, producing a report, getting that in because that gets graded. Then you're getting your pretext and everything ready for that company. When you go in the booth ready, like it's go leading up to it. So I'm doing this competition. So I was like, that Friday, I remember. Watched a couple of buddies do it, folks I met. Jordan Willie, if you're listening today, what up, buddy? He was the second place winner that year. We become real pals,
Oh, that's awesome.
Good dude. And and then I had to rush back to my room, get all my stuff, because you have to do wardrobes, the whole bit, And so got that done. Because I was the last call of the day, too. I was mad, because then, and so I do my thing, run back to my hotel, get changed, and then, meeting up with the other team. And we're just, doing the Recon Village CTF all the way to, like, I remember Saturday at 8 or midnight it closed, Because then, and then you have things that Saturday you're doing, trying to do a CTA. It was just wild, nonstop, hardcore. But I'm glad it's over. I'll never do it again. But it's fun.
Sorry, I'm just responding to Mr. Thomas in the comments because he was asking about.
Yeah, I just got into.
I saw Patrick. I saw your comment there. Layer 8 conference, is that back on? Because I know they started the podcast and everything, and like I think it went away for a little bit and it's back. But I heard good things about that conference in Rhode Island when they used to have it. I've always wanted to go. Layer 8. Yeah, that's another great org too. Layer 8. A lot of open source intelligence, social engineering, stuff like that.
So you're constantly doing these and growing your skills.
Yes, and that's the thing, folks. And I was going to mention, good call out. All right, you got to keep practicing, guys. It's a perishable skill because you're talking to people. It's communication. That's what we're doing at the end of the day with social engineering.
Yep.
And so it's a skill. Like I'm no lie. I literally went out and learned how to do tarot card reading. Yeah, guys, for real. I don't have the book here. I thought I did. My bunch of stuff. Ian Rowland. Okay, look him up, folks. Great magician, but he does things like called cold reading. And that he teaches you how to cold read, and that's when you're talking to folks and making it look like you're psychic, essentially. And I learned how to do cold reading, stuff like that, and I give out tarot card readings to folks. Like, oh, you're psychic? No, I'm not. What? So that's how too you learn to grow your skill. There's training out there. Some of it can be pricey, but I'm going to tell you now. Watch what training you do get. But honestly, any good training you're gonna have to pay. There's a company, and hopefully he's listening. It'll be awesome. Brian Harris from Covert Access Team. He is over in Copenhagen, but he does a really good elicitation training where you're learning to elicitate information out of folks, for social engineering. Highly recommend his course. A little pricey, but I'm telling you, it's where the rubber meets the road. Because a lot of these other social engineering courses, as I like to call them or whatever, this Udemy stuff you see, it doesn't cut it. Guys, no, it's, don't bother. It's just communication skills, psychology, stuff like that. Yeah. Being able to talk to people. And you got to have good report writing skills. That's another piece. Because the talking on the phone, sending the, scary emails, that's 10% of the job. Right. The rest is planning, organization. Well, right.
Yeah. That's what the customer is actually paying for, right? Is the report. Because what they want to know is how do they fix it? Right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Break in, go, yeah, I did it. No, you got to say okay, now here's the solution, right?
Right. And on top of that, okay, I'm going to throw this out here. I'm writing a report today. I just finished an engagement. I started on the report.
Yeah.
And it's not a normal pen test where, okay, here's I'm just trying to think of a random vulnerability. Just clear text passwords. I'm just saying. Okay, clear text passwords. Obviously, we all know why it's bad. Here's what you do to fix it. It's like social media is a little weird because it's like, nah, because we're looking at not technology, but peoples and processes.
Right.
And that's a little wonky how you're writing that up because, you're, I wouldn't say feelings, but it's like, hey, here's what you need to do. And in a way, tie it back to a control or something, like, you know what I mean? There are just certain things like if, hey, help desk isn't doing this or using proper whatever, this is what the issue is. Maybe we should look into these procedures and fix it, X, Y, Z, or whatever it is, as an example.
So if there's some elements in the industry, what would you like to see improve, or what would you like to, see change, or what would you like to see change in helping people get into the industry?
Obviously, it's weird. That's a good question. I do kind of ponder on this. Like, I think for folks trying to get in, like, I'll tell you right now, it's not easy. It is not easy. I think in part two, there's some myths out there, like this claim of all these millions of jobs in cybersecurity. I think that's not a myth, but like we're misleading folks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think, there are a lot of jobs out there. What's that? Sorry.
They actually need the skills, right?
Right.
There's a lot of folks that are experts in cybersecurity and can barely spell it, right?
Right.
You actually need to be able to do it, not just
know
about it.
And a lot of these jobs they have, you need those people, right? And there's not enough of them. And where they made it illegal, maybe, and the answer isn't. I'm going to be honest in some of these cases. Not all cases. There's some, a junior person can do this, or someone entry level. I understand that. There's some jobs, no, sorry, I don't care what you're saying, like, no, there's no junior role or whatever. No, you need people that are experienced, or, you need those things. It's unfortunate, But, and I kind of blame this. It reminded me of the whole, millions of jobs of cyber type thing. And unfortunately, you have boot camps in places that have taken advantage of people because of this. It's disgusting, in my personal opinion. But it reminds me. Remember years back, and they were like, "Hey, we're short on all these pharmacists." Do you guys remember that? I don't know if anyone in the audience, but for years they used to say that. And people were out getting all this training, wacky schools that were coming. We'll train you to become a pharmacist, and all of a sudden there was an abundance, and people weren't getting jobs. And the reason I kind of know this and confirm this because like one of my troops I used to supervise, we were talking about it one day, and she goes, "Oh yeah," and she's like, "I was lucky, I got to work at a pharmacy and all, but." When we talked exactly that, she goes, "Oh yeah, for years they were pushing that, schools and everything, pharmacy shortage," and there was, but not like they were, as it was like portrayed of those folks who were out spending tons of money trying to get that education to get a job. That's how I kind of view it. The cybersecurity thing we're seeing. I blame a little bit too on AI. I think some folks' heads got a little too big, thinking we can just replace people and all that. And there are some huge companies who have realized, and I won't give names, they're actually going out and trying to find those people they laid off, So.
Right. Yeah.
Which brings me up to my next point for those entry-level folks trying to get in. Hang tight. This year was hard, very hard on a lot of folks. I'm lucky, I'm still, you know what I mean? Like, I feel lucky, because a lot of layoffs happened this year.
Yeah.
But with that, rumor is supposedly, quarter one, 2025, things are supposed to start, picking up. If not now, we'll see. That remains to be seen. But it's just, and this isn't easy stuff. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like a buddy of mine, like I failed a cert not too long ago. It happens,
Yeah.
I'm just like, that sucked. And my buddy was like, you know what though? You're looking at all this. This is really hard stuff we're doing, folks. This is like STEM, right? We're in a STEM field, And
yeah.
It's hard stuff. So don't like beat yourself up, folks. What leads me into that, okay? You're going to see folks like doing all these things and, and they're going to look like Superman, Superwoman, Wonder Woman, Wonder Man, whatever. Don't pay attention to that. Don't pay attention to that because you're going to beat yourself up bad, and we all have our own journey. We all go at our own pace, okay? Don't pay attention to that because, you're going to eat yourself alive.
Right.
Find people. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Go ahead. Mr. Thomas asks if he can share some advice for newbies.
Yeah. Thomas, please.
Go
yeah.
right ahead. Anything you want to put in the chat, right? Everybody across all the channels can see you right there. So you go right ahead, share any advice that you want to while we're chatting. That's what is really what I love about our format, our non-format format, is it's very conversational. We try to provide a place for community to come together, share ideas, resources, ask questions, right? That's what this whole coffee table talks is about. Is just hi, welcome to the welcome wagon. Here we are. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, Thomas, please. Yeah, provide that, if you could. Yeah, seriously. Any idea is a good idea. I don't care, unless it's really, really bad. We all know. So with that, keep that in mind. It's really hard stuff. You're going to see others who look like, they're doing all this. Just don't. There are things you don't know behind the scenes that they have done. And they don't know what's going on behind the scenes with you. Right.
Right.
What else? There was another little piece I wanted to finally, attach to that and all. I kind of tried to do it, break in your own way, doing it your own way. Don't try to conform. Obviously you got to work for a company. There's some conformities you're going to have to meet in order to keep that job, but don't, do it your own way, do your own style, don't think you have to fit, to get in, you have to fit in this cookie cutter, way. Everyone has their different way of doing it. Put that into consideration. You don't have to spend $1 million on a cyber education. Oh, here's my wife, Katie. Hello, audience.
Hi, wife.
So
sorry.
You're
fine.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry. She said, you're fine.
Okay. No, you're fine.
So, when you're out there, keep that in mind. Go ahead. Thanks, Katie. No, that's it.
Well, plus also,
go ahead, Will.
Dustin wrote some really good stuff in there. Best advice to give to anyone: stay curious and stay humble. Right?
Yes.
Because I think there's probably a misperception out there that you have to come in and be this rock star and the superstar when it's a team effort, and we constantly have to. One of the great skills in this industry is to be able to say, I don't know. Have you seen this? Right. And start to work with each other on doing things. The whole B-sides and cons are all about that.
Teams.
Right.
Yes. And Will, you brought up a great point. And I'm going to say this now. Here's another piece of advice. Ask for help. Asking for help is professional. Okay. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Ask for help. Whether it be ego, whatever, drop the ego. I'm going to tell you now, and that was one thing I told you. My homie, Joseph Kingstone, the one I was mentioning earlier, he told me, he goes, a lot of places, a lot of times they will teach you the tech, the technical stuff. No problem. What they can't teach you is how not to be a jerk. All right. And you got to be able to work with teams. It's true. He had a more colorful word to say instead of jerk, but
And here's a fair warning for anybody out there that may encounter one of these toxic people that you will inevitably, it happens, right?
Oh yeah.
Humanity exists on a spectrum from awesome to not so much. If you come across one of the people that you ask for help and they do anything rude, you just let me know and I will make sure that they are accountable for that action.
Right.
Okay. Welcome to the fold. Okay. I'm real sweet and peaches and cream until you start to make my baby hackers mad.
Yeah.
All right?
And
I'm coming for
I have
you.
good leadership like that too. Same thing. You can go to them and, hey, this is an issue. Okay. It will be addressed.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'll take care of it.
Matthew's comment in here is awesome too. You will make mistakes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh,
get used to that. Because everything in this industry is changing so fast, so hard, so many variables. And it's just part of the process.
What's the term now? Fail fast, fail forward, or whatever.
Yep.
I think.
Failing
go.
Failing fast.
Failing forward. And it's okay. Yeah. Just own up to it. That's the biggest thing.
Learn your lesson, probably document it somewhere, and then go. And then go again.
Yep. And that's how it is. And like, I messed up. I agree. Like, my bosses will tell you I've messed up, well, if I let them. No. But yeah, at the same time, at the end though, they're like, you know what? You took the feedback, you listened, listen to that feedback they give you, think you know it all. And move on. Like, that's all. Like, so, unless you screw up really bad. There are those times. It's just too bad. Sorry.
If anybody needs it, 7 a.m., I'm down at the stop sign, just a few houses down from my house with my kids. We're doing affirmations. One of the affirmations before they get on the bus is, we get better every day. Okay. That's it. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday. And it doesn't have to be a bunch. It can be this much, like just this much. Just that's it.
And it all adds up. Yeah.
And it all will add up. And it's okay. You just take it day by day.
Yeah. And leadership. If you have good leadership, it's a support structure.
It really is. And you can tell when you've got a good one versus not a good one. And if you're in a situation where maybe your leadership isn't as supportive, that's what community things like what we're doing right here is, right? We can supplement the lack of that support that you're feeling within your company, right? Because I understand, because you'll come across so many folks that are like, if you're in a toxic environment, get out. Kids, I don't know if you know this, but that's not possible for everybody. Okay. We can't just leave. We can't just leave the paycheck. Like, what? I have people that depend on me. I can't just go somewhere else. You have to tolerate it for whatever, but there's supplemental systems. And that's why things like networking and going to conferences and reaching out, if you can't afford the conference ticket or to go to the conference, one, if there's one nearby you, try to volunteer at it. They'll let you in for free. Two, you will learn so much through volunteer work at any of your local conferences. And trust me, they always want more volunteers. I have never been to a conference ever, anywhere, ever, that's been like, nope, we're full up on volunteers. No, thank you. It's never happened. Okay.
Especially your B-sides. Go to your B-sides.
Yeah.
B-sides is awesome. If there's one in your local area, go to them. Like, I've been to many and like, they're all cool in their own way.
Another little tip at any of these events where you volunteer, if you want to be the person who is absolutely invited back next year, be the volunteer who's there at cleanup.
Yes. Yes. That's
try to be the first person there, the last person standing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Get it. Always volunteer. Oh, what was the other? There was another.
Oh, I was going to say too, real quick. Will, you mentioned it was great about those skill sets and everything, leadership. This is for my military people, like especially if you're getting out. And I've ran across these folks. I don't know what it is. They're a chief or a high up officer or whatever it is, and they want to get in the cyber. They think they're going to get that cyber role, leadership role right away.
Right.
Stop. No, you're not. Unless you have a direct one-to-one experience. And I've seen that, people working cyber in the military and they're working a nice gig over at CrowdStrike. Well, it's because they had that one-to-one experience, So folks, especially my leaders, that like, I was one too, man. I was an operations superintendent sitting high and nice, but I knew, like going in, you got to start at the bottom again, folks. And that's okay. Like, it really is okay. I almost like call it, my military folks will realize, retraining. Think about it. You're just retraining into a new job, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, the less response. I'm not gonna lie, it's great. No troops to raid on, no nothing. Oh, I still love it. Like, I have no need, want, or desire to do a leadership role ever again. I'll probably stay technical side.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. But from working with quite a few vets and stuff like that, right? I'm not a vet. But folks that come out of the military, they tend to have a very business strong approach. But the other thing that they have that is incredibly powerful, that if they can get into that culture change, they have a sense of brotherhood and family that the corporate world desperately needs. And that becomes a superpower that if they can help translate that to others to provide that support, and that lifting up, that's something unique.
Right, and that's the thing too. And you led right in, I'm glad we're like on the same wavelength today, I swear. Leads me into, like, it's not to say your leadership and everything, your experience in the past is no good or no value. No, not at all. But these employers need to know you first. It's like you're dating, essentially.
Yes.
This employer, like once they know, oh wow, okay, they got this. All right, then they'll lean into it and tap into it. I'll use me as an example. That's how it was in my job. I'm starting at the bottom. I gotta, work my way up. And now, oh yeah, totally different story. They know I have that, those abilities, capabilities, and they tap into them, for sure.
Right. And they know something about what you're like and how you're a cultural fit, and right? Like just like dating. I love that you said that. Absolutely.
Just don't be a creeper. It's like, it's not hard, guys. All right.
We are going to have to start wrapping up.
Oh no.
So fast.
Did
you see how fast that went? It was so fast. You guys have been amazing though. And thank you, Jeff, for coming and hanging out with us and chatting and sharing stories. Awesome. It's the best, man.
Yeah. So
Will, did you have any closing comments and thoughts?
No, I think this anytime you get into a situation, I love where the direction this went, with vets trying to get back into society, make that change, to be able to bring that realization to the corporate world as well, as to how valuable that can be and how awesome integrating our vets and learning from them, from their skills as well, is a tremendous opportunity. And so everybody, don't disregard the skills and the things that you can pick up from their culture that can help out all the way around, right? Be aware that just like we do with the neurodiversity has superpowers, that culture also has elements to it that can highly benefit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got one last little thing too, a piece of advice, kind of like with your skills development too. Yeah. Because we all love to rush out and learn all the things. I'm guilty of it. I was one. Okay. Shout out to my buddy Robert Pimentel, Hacker Hermanos, my brothers over there, Raph, Caitlin, all them. But they taught me this. Okay, it's called the T model. And so you have your like initial skills, like for instance, offensive security. You got your little, skills, hacking skills you got to know, like general knowledge, all that. Then you have your specialties, and that's where you draw that T and dig deep and learn that. For me, social engineering, physicals, and Active Directory. I'm trying to get to that point. So I get that long, deep knowledge into my specialty and everything. So you got to look at it that way. But yeah, my last piece of advice.
Very cool. I like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
My takeaway statement for the day is don't ever stop learning. The moment you stop learning is definitely an indication that now you have started dying. So don't do that. Always learn something new.
Learning is a life journey.
It is. It really is. You guys, we're going to be doing this again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Our guest is going to be Miss Jess Vachon. I probably said that wrong, but here in South Louisiana, I'm going to take the French pronunciation every time. Currently, they are a CISO. So that's going to be who we're talking to next time. We're going to get to hear about all the fun things that goes into becoming or being or operating as a chief information security officer. So again, Jeff, thank you so much. And thank you to our awesome audience. Looks like we've made some new friends here today. So welcome. We're excited. Reach out to any of us afterwards on LinkedIn if we're not already connected. That's always a great place to chat with all three of us. And yeah.
It's the community, folks.
It really is. This is about community building and building that strong support group and for resources or whatever else it is you need.
Oh, Blue Sky. Yeah, I think everyone's leaving Twitter or in masses. So yeah, go over to Blue Sky. A lot of us there now too.
There you go. So. Young, dumb, and full of ideas. I like it, Dustin. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. That event will be, you'll be able to click the attendee button here in just a little bit. I'm going to have it all put up this afternoon. So look out for that. Follow the Secure Nation LinkedIn, or you can follow us on YouTube at The Human API. I'm also everywhere else, so whatever. If you want a different platform, just let me know. Let me know what your flavor is. You guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next week.